Yes, hello, Savage Flight crew. Once again, subscribers, viewers, listeners, I want to bring to you, as we said in our previous conversation, we're going to celebrate those superstars, those parties, once again, that you remember are pathfinders. They not only do they set a tone in one area, they transcend and move into other areas. As we said before, whether you're talking about a Magic Johnson, a Ronald Reagan, uh, Michael Strahan. Not only did they create one world and dominate, they moved into another and continue in a path of excellence. The one I want to highlight today would be Yvonne Odum and the Odum family. Many of you would be more familiar, most likely, with her granddaughter, Coco Golf. I've only had the pleasure and honor to meet Coco once. I also met a pillar in Red Odum, Eddie Red Odum, and the entire family. Uh, Befriended Yvonne, and what I want to do is share just tidbits since she took the time and shared with the Dwyer High School track team some of her nuggets, some of her gifts and wisdom to make sure that she passed on a legacy to the tribe. In that case, let's go. Take that journey, begin the flight. Like I said, the entire family, very special family. You can see the bond, you can see the unity. And we also had many other common things we shared. My dad, for example, is Eddie Savage, Edward Savage, the late Edward Savage, as Eddie is Red. Coco's dad is named Corey. That, for those who may not know, that's my real name. In any event, the biggest thing that we discovered was, and how we bonded was essentially my dad had desegregated the Baltimore area, led by Thurgood Marshall. Yvonne also was a pioneer where she actually is the first in Delray. Many don't know that, which is now Atlantic High School. So what I want to do is let's take this time and take this journey, and we will see a superstar, Yvonne Odom. Now, in this case, there's Yvonne in red, and there's Coco. For many that don't know, Red has been a pioneer, and Yvonne, as they started a American League, Little League in Delray in 1971, years ago. But they continue those efforts in the community, and they continue those efforts with baseball, which to me is impeccable timing. For those who don't know, there's a miniature Fenway Park in Delray Beach, Florida, that I had never seen all my years, and I lived there for like 9 years previously. It is a replica of Fenway Park, and you can see the foundations laid perfectly to build the next superstars from an academic and athletic standpoint. That's the Odom family. Not to mention the tree under the Odom family. Corey is a former athlete. Uh, as far as the family, Candy, superstar athletes, multi-talented heptathlete. So I could go on and on, but right now we want to focus in on Yvonne because some of the things that Mrs. Owen had done is tremendous. Like I said, that was 1961 that Yvonne moved on to high school. Today is known as Atlantic High School. With that being said, she became a basketball star. But once again, we had another common area. If she hadn't gone to desegregate school, she would have been running for the Tiger Bells that showed Yvonne's gifts. And those who don't know about the Tennessee State Tiger Bells, you need to read more about them. They're tremendous, the greatest track teams ever. Same time, you have Red. Like I said, he is still to this day building those foundations in the academy world of baseball, launching so many triple threats that you can't count them as far as hands. And it's amazing. But more importantly, as you see in the lower portion, that's the family. As we said, family, and then you have the tribe. So in this case, I've had the pleasure and the blessings of joining them in church often, but you can see the roots and the foundations that were established. That is the key as a pathfinder. Now, very quickly, like I said, I had the pleasure and honor of befriending Yvonne. And with that said, she took her time and said, yes, Nick, I'd love to come up and speak to the kids. And she also spent time, as you see, with Preston, who was one of the top nationally ranked hurdlers in the country. He was in that top 10 group. But with that, I wanted to say to a Pathfinder, thank you, Yvonne. Thank you to the Odum family, because what you have spawned as far as downstream and the gifts that keeps on giving, you have shared the legacy to expand around the world. And when you have a foundation like that, you're on a mission. There is no bully that can get in your way, and there's no task that is not doable or deemed impossible. Yvonne Odum, thank you for being a superstar. Red Odum, thank you for being a superstar. Savage Flight, signing out.